neighbors are gonna fucking kill me. Holy fuck. Alright, so I got the CCV system all hooked up in the wagon. It still has a bunch of oil stuck in the exhaust and some of the intake runners and a couple of the cylinders, because what happened was the vacuum pressure actually backed itself up and fed the car my oil pan, essentially is what happened. So I got it all fixed. I put new parts in, actual BMW parts it in by cheap Chinese stuff. So we're going to fire it up in the driveway and just kind of let it burn itself off, and then hopefully everything should be good and I won't have to buy a new motor. So we're going to do that now, and then I'm going to show you guys the absolute mess that it makes. Alright, so we're going to fire up the wagon and hope for the best.
Want me to go now?
Yeah, go ahead. Clutch in, key.
I know how to start manual. I've been driving it for a year.
Turn the light on. Just so I can see the kilometers and stuff. And this is why we did it. So much smoke. So stinky. Oh my god, it's so bad. My muffler is like being choked out by the sound of the... Yeah, that should just be water from us. It sounds a hell of a lot quieter, which is pretty great. We got no codes on the dash, no lean codes. We have a disgusting amount of smoke down my... Oh my god, my entire street is like smoked out right now. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Someone's gonna think I'm having like a forest fire in my house. My neighbors are gonna fucking kill me. Holy fuck. Well, it's starting to tone down a little bit, which is nice. It's starting to calm down. Alright guys, I'm going to check back with you in a minute. I'm just going to make sure everything's good and the fluids are all good. But yeah, don't let your CCV go to shit, or this is the result. You'll smoke out literally your entire block. Alright, I'll check back with you guys in a minute. Alright, so we have to do an oil change tomorrow because there's like no oil in it right now. But we're just letting it idle just to kind of clean it all out instead of wasting the new oil. It has definitely gone down substantially. It still has a little bit left in the tailpipe, so we gotta let it kind of burn off, but she should be alright. Alright guys, so what we're going to be doing now is going to be modifying the 540 headers. These are the single output style ones as opposed to the dual output, which is two runners and two secondary pipes like on that E46. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing a set of V-band clamps. I got these off Kijiji, off a guy who was parting out a snowmobile build. I got both of them for about 60 bucks a piece. If you don't know what a V-band clamp is, essentially it's just two rings in whatever diameter pipe you're going to be using. In this case it's a 3-inch, and what it does is you weld one section to one pipe and another section to the other, and you meet them in the middle and you actually throw what is the actual V-band clamp. It's a style of clamping system. It looks just like this. It's got a small T-fitting on the top, and you throw over the latch and then you actually snug it down as tight as you can get it, and that'll actually eliminate any exhaust leaks or say boost leaks if you're using this on an intercooler setup. And it's just a super easy setup to use. It's clean, it's easy to install, no gaskets, and it'll be a nice tight fit for everything. So we're going to put this together, and then we're going to see how it fits on the car. Okay, so I got the headers cut. I got left and right banked on. On the V-band clamp, there's actually a small recess inside the left and right piece. And then what that does is it actually allows you to set the V-band all the way down inside the pipe that you're working with, and allows it to actually fit properly. This is the driver's side header that we're working with right now. The fitment's actually pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and just weld this. It's the same process for the other side. I'm not going to film that one just because it'll just take too much time. It's going to be the same thing. Press to fit, tack it, weld it, and then go install it in the car after we paint it and wrap it with the heat wrap, which we'll show you in a little bit. So we're going to get to this, and then we're going to hopefully get it and see if we can fit it on the car.
Alright, I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up, you can have it all.
Alright guys, so right now we're underneath the E30. We're looking at the back of the 6-speed transmission from the 540 that we got in the parts car. Pretty much what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be modifying the cross member to actually bolt up to the chassis. As you can see, the way the transmission length is, it actually will not bolt up without some modifications to a few bits and pieces. I actually got this. This is a manual cross member from a 325E. My neighbor has a 318 four-door that was automatic, and we did a manual conversion on it with the E-Class transmission. And he actually got 2 of these, one that was bolted to the transmission, the second one as a spare that came with the parts. And he was nice enough to give me this, so thanks to him. Pretty much what we have to do is we have to actually weld on a 5-inch plate with a small piece of gusseting material for flex purposes and all that. And then we're going to be bolting it into these slider rails here. These bolts, they slide back and forth on these trays. We're going to set this bolt about 3/4 of the way down the travel of this whole little assembly here, and then drill our hole, mount it properly, weld this nice, repaint it, and then it should be pretty good. Another thing about drive shafts, I know a couple of you guys asked me about that as well. This is the factory automatic E30 drive shaft. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm getting the front section just cut off after this weld here, leaving the center section here, because this exterior diameter is actually the perfect interior diameter of the 540 drive shaft. So I'm going to essentially just get this tail stub lopped off here, fit the 540 shaft over top, just the end piece, and then that'll bolt right onto the car. Because if you look at it, it's only about not even 2 inches away. So I'm going to get that all fitted up nicely and maybe tack it here myself, and then I'm going to send it out and get it professionally welded and balanced, so I don't have to worry about drive shaft snapping in half while I'm, mid-drift or something crazy like that. I don't want to have to deal with that stuff. So that's pretty much where we're at with this stuff. We're going to take this out, bring it over to the floor over there. We're going to fit it up, get some plates cut, and start doing some welding.
Alright guys, so we got the transmission bracket out. I just buffed off the areas that we're going to be welding on. I've already measured this out, and I got it with the paint marker and everything ready. Pretty much what we're doing is we're going to be throwing a 5-inch piece of plate along these 2 corners. So right here where these pre-existing bolt holes are, it's going to be pretty much in the same spot, because this is the E30 width of the transmission holes. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be tacking on a small plate about that long, both sides, small piece of gusseting material. We're going to be using the same plate that we used to patch my floors in the very first episode of the series. It's just 1/8 mild steel, super cheap. This plate has lasted me for forever. I got a huge piece of it. It was like 5 feet by 2 feet or something like that, and it was like 17 bucks. So we're using it for pretty much everything we can to get rid of it, but I think it'll look really good. Just pretty much something like that. Obviously not with this piece. This is just an exaggeration, but it's going to be something along the lines of this and this on both sides, and then a small, just a little gusset in the corner just to kind of keep everything nice and rigid and make sure nothing's moving around that shouldn't. I already have everything marked out here. I'm going to just quickly cut it. We're going to come back, mock it all up, get it all kind of test fitted, and make sure everything's where it should be, and then we're going to fire up the Lincoln and pretty much lay it down. Alright, so pretty much this is our going to be our bracket. This is the pieces of metal I just cut out. They're about 5 inches by 1 inch wide or so, give or take. I just notched the ends a little bit so they sit a little bit nicer and kind of contour the edge of the tab there. This is the same side. I just mimicked both the signs. We're going to
weld across this side, weld across that side, do the bottom section. Make sure everything's nice and straight. Make sure that these tabs are actually flush with the existing tab. So they're going to be welded right up top there. They're not going to be down here. Essentially, it's just going to be just like that. You go test fit it, find out where our holes go, mark the holes out, bang them out with the drill, and then call it a day on this piece.
Watch me rip it off. I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella loved. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, I won't stop charging me, going come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl. I can never...
Alright, so we're going to quickly test fit this, make sure everything is pretty much where it's supposed to be. And then we'll go ahead and weld front and back side. Drill our 2 holes. And then that should be it. This should be done.
Alright guys, so we're back under the car again. This is the first test fit of this thing, and we actually nailed it perfectly, which is awesome. I got the bolt holes directly in the right spot, didn't have to slide anything. The bracket slides up nice and tidy. All the mounts go in, everything, it's perfect. I'll see if I can get a little closer so you guys can see what's going on. That bolt peeking through, that's the factory location. That's as far as that it'll slide. So you can see the relative difference between the 2 holes is about 1.5 inches or so. That's the added length to this transmission compared to the 5-speed. So that's a good top tip to keep in mind if you're going to plan on doing the swap. So pretty much everything we did is perfect. I'm just going to give this thing a lick of paint because I don't want to leave open metal exposed underneath the car. It's just going to rust and get shitty. So I'm going to pull this back out, give it a quick slap of paint, and then toss it in permanently, and then that should be it. And then I can take this jack out, and I can probably put the car back on 4 wheels for a little bit. Let the suspension settle. It's been sitting in the air for quite some time, so I'll probably end up doing that. But so this was pretty much done. On to the next thing, and we'll just keep going from there.
I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up. You can have it all, watch me rip it off. I'll admit it.